What if tiny changes could transform your life? Have you ever felt stuck like, no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to make lasting progress? Maybe you've set big goals like losing weight, getting straight A's, or starting a new hobby, but after a few weeks or days, the motivation fades and you're back to square one. Now imagine this. What if you didn't need massive willpower or dramatic overhauls to create real change? What if small, almost invisible habits could lead to extraordinary results over time? That's exactly what James Clear teaches in Atomic Habits. This book isn't about overnight success, it's about mastering the tiny actions that compound into massive transformations. Introduction. Why habits matter more than goals. Let's face it, most people focus on setting goals without realizing that goals are just the starting point. Wanting to ace your exams or land a spot on the soccer team is great, but wanting something won't magically make it happen. The real magic lies in the systems, the daily habits that get you there. In Atomic Habits, James Clear explains how small changes done consistently can completely reshape your life. He shares science-backed strategies, inspiring stories, and practical tips to help you build good habits, break bad ones, and achieve the kind of success that sticks not just for a week or a month, but for a lifetime. Chapter 1. Forget about goals, focus on systems. Success isn't about what you want, it's about what you do. One of Clear's biggest insights is this: goals are overrated. Sure, having a goal gives you direction, but it's the system behind the goal that actually gets you there. For example, saying I want to lose 20 pounds sounds nice, but unless you have a plan, a habit of eating healthy meals and exercising regularly, you'll never reach that target. The problem with focusing only on goals are binary, they either succeed or fail. When you miss a goal, it feels like failure. But when you focus on systems, every step forward feels like progress. Even if you don't hit the finish line right away, you're still moving closer to where you want to be. Real life example. Think about a musician who practices for an hour every day. Their goal might be to perform at Carnegie Hall someday, but it's their daily practice routine, their system, that makes that dream possible. Without the system, the goal remains just a wish. Key takeaway: don't just set goals, design systems. Success comes from doing the right things consistently. Chapter 2. The power of tiny changes. Small habits add up over time. Here's the beauty of Atomic Habits. They're so small and simple that they're easy to start, and once you start, they snowball into big results. Clear compares habits to compound interest. Just as money grows exponentially over time, habits grow stronger with repetition. How compounding works. Imagine improving yourself by just 1% every day. At first, it doesn't seem like much. But after a year, those tiny improvements add up to a 37x increase in performance. On the flip side, neglecting your habits even slightly can leave you far behind. Relatable analogy. Think of your habits like brushing your teeth. It's such a minor task that you barely notice it, but skip it for a few days, and suddenly your mouth feels gross. Small actions repeated daily create huge impacts over time. Practical application. Start today by identifying one tiny habit you can improve. Drink 1 extra glass of water. Read 2 pages of a book, or stretch for 5 minutes. These micro habits may feel insignificant now, but trust me, they'll pay off later. Chapter 3. The science of habit formation. Habits are built through cues, cravings, responses, and rewards. To truly master your habits, you need to understand how they work. Clear introduces the 4 laws of behavior change, which explain why we form certain habits and how to tweak them for better outcomes. Cue. Something triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. For example, seeing your running shoes by the door might remind you to go for a jog. Craving. The motivation behind the behavior. You crave the endorphin rush you get from exercise, or maybe just the satisfaction of checking it off your list. Response. The actual behavior itself. You put on your shoes, head outside and run. Reward, the benefit you get from completing the behavior. After your run, you feel energized and proud of yourself. Making good habits stick. To build a positive habit, make sure all 4 elements are present. To break a bad habit, disrupt one of these steps, for example. Remove the cue or make the reward less appealing. Key takeaway: habits are like loops in your brain. Understand a loop, and you can control it. Chapter 4. Make it obvious. Design your environment for success. The first law of behavior change is to make it obvious. Our brains are wired to respond to cues in our environment, so designing your surroundings to support your goals is crucial. Using visual cues. If you want to drink more water, keep a bottle on your desk. If you want to study more, organize your workspace so everything you need is within reach. Implementation intentions. Write down when and where you'll perform a habit. For example, I will review my notes for 15 minutes at 6 p.m. in my bedroom. Studies show that specifying the details increases follow-through. Habit stacking. Link a new habit to an existing one. For instance, after I brush my teeth, I will meditate for 2 minutes. By attaching the new habit to an established routine, you reduce friction. Practical application. Pick one habit you want to build and identify a clear cue for it. Then, stack it onto something you already do automatically. Chapter 5. Make it attractive. Rewire your brain to crave good habits. The second law of behavior change is to make it attractive. We're naturally drawn to behaviors that offer immediate rewards, even if they're harmful in the long term. Temptation bundling. Pair a habit you should do with something you want to do. For example, listen to your favorite podcast only while jogging, or treat yourself to dessert after finishing homework. Social influence. Surround yourself with people who embody the habits you want to adopt. If your friends value fitness, you're more likely to prioritize exercise too. Highlight benefits. Focus on the positive aspects of a habit. Instead of thinking, "I hate waking up early," frame it as, "Waking up early gives me quiet time to focus on myself." Key takeaway: when a habit becomes desirable, sticking to it becomes effortless. Chapter 6. Make it easy. Reduce friction to build momentum. The third law of behavior change is to make it easy. The easier a habit is to perform, the more likely you are to stick with it. Lowering barriers. Want to start journaling? Keep a notebook next to your bed. Want to eat healthier? Prep meals ahead of time. Removing obstacles makes habits sustainable. 2-minute rule. Scale down new habits until they take 2 minutes or less to complete. For example, instead of committing to exercise for an hour, start with "put on my workout clothes." Once you begin, inertia often carries you through. Automate where possible. Use technology to simplify tasks. Set reminders, automate payments, or use apps to track progress. Practical application. Simplify your habits to their smallest form. Focus on showing up consistently, even if it's just for 2 minutes. Chapter 7. Make it satisfying. Reward yourself to reinforce progress. The fourth law of behavior change is to make it satisfying. Positive reinforcement trains your brain to repeat behaviors that yield rewards. Immediate rewards. Since humans crave instant gratification, find ways to celebrate small wins. Did you finish studying? Treat yourself to a snack or scroll Instagram guilt-free. Tracking progress. Use a habit tracker to visually see your streaks. Checking boxes or crossing items off a list provides a sense of accomplishment. Avoid punishment. Beating yourself up for slipping up only demotivates you. Instead, forgive yourself and refocus on the next opportunity. Key takeaway: rewarding yourself creates a feedback loop that keeps you coming back for more. Chapter 8. Breaking bad habits. Flip the script on negative behaviors. Just as you can build good habits using the 4 laws, you can dismantle bad ones by reversing them. Make it invisible. Remove cues that trigger bad habits. Hide junk food, delete distracting apps, or rearrange your space. Make it unattractive. Reframe negative thoughts. Instead of craving fast food, think about how sluggish it makes you feel afterward. Make it difficult. Add friction to undesirable behaviors. Leave your phone in another room while studying, or walk farther to grab unhealthy snacks. Make it unsatisfying. Associate bad habits with unpleasant consequences. For example, promise to donate $5 to charity every time you skip a workout. Practical application. Identify one bad habit you want to break and apply the inverse of the 4 laws to weaken its hold on you. Chapter 9. Identity-based habits. Change who you believe you are. Clear emphasizes that true transformation happens when you shift your identity, not just your actions. Instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, focus on who you want to become. Identity versus call. Outcome. Saying I'm trying to lose weight is different from I'm someone who eats healthy. The latter aligns your habits with your self-image. Small wins build confidence. Each time you act in alignment with your desired identity, you reinforce it. For example, reading daily reinforces the belief I am a reader. Affirmations and visualization. Picture yourself embodying your ideal identity. Speak affirmations like, I am disciplined, or I am creative. Key takeaway, behave like the person you want to become, and eventually you'll believe it. Chapter 10. Overcoming plateaus. Keep pushing past comfort zones. At some point, progress stalls. Clear explains that plateaus occur because our brains optimize for efficiency, making familiar tasks feel automatic. To push past them, you must introduce new challenges. Gradual increases. If you've mastered running 3 miles, bump it up to 4. Incremental increases prevent boredom and stagnation. Diversify your approach. Mix up your routines to stay engaged. Alternate between cardio, strength training, or yoga to keep your body guessing. Seek feedback. Ask teachers, coaches, or mentors for constructive criticism. External perspectives highlight blind spots. Practical application. Whenever you feel stuck, ask yourself, how can I make this harder or more interesting? Chapter 11. Accountability and community. Leverage support systems. No journey is meant to be traveled alone. Surrounding yourself with supportive people amplifies your chances of success. Accountability partners. Find someone who shares your goals and check in regularly. Knowing someone else is counting on you boosts commitment. Join groups. Whether it's a sports team, study group, or online community, shared experiences foster growth. Celebrate together. Share victories with others. Group celebrations amplify joy and motivation. Key takeaway, you don't have to go it alone. Lean on others to stay accountable and inspired. Chapter 12. Embracing failure. Learn from mistakes without giving up. Failure is inevitable, but it's also instructive. Clear stresses that setbacks aren't signs to quit. They're opportunities to adjust and grow. Reframing failure. Instead of viewing failure as defeat, see it as data. Ask yourself, what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? Building resilience. Every setback strengthens your ability to handle adversity. Practice bouncing back quickly. Consistency over perfection. Missing a day doesn't mean you failed. Get back on track as soon as possible. Practical application. The next time you slip up, pause and reflect. Use the experience to refine your approach. Conclusion. Your tiny actions lead to big results. Here's the takeaway. Success isn't about grand gestures, it's about small, consistent actions. By understanding how habits work and applying the 4 laws of behavior change, you can transform your life one step at a time. Reflection. Why this book matters for you. Atomic Habits isn't just about productivity, it's about empowerment. Whether you want to excel academically, build healthier relationships, or simply feel more confident, these principles will help you take control of your future. As James Clear reminds us, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So go ahead, start building systems that serve you, and watch how far you can go.